you may well consider the vocation of a librarian. There are the school librarians who contribute to the educational programs of their schools. The large public schools generally employ special librarians to assist the pupils in finding suitable books.
Wait a minute. That's not what school libraries are like anymore.
The 21st century is becoming more of a digital place.
Kids eat it up, and I can't imagine being a child in this 21st century.
If the teachers are focused on their content area, then we can help them with different ways to deliver the content.
I usually come in and I'll say, I would like a little help with this lesson. I don't really know how to spruce it up.
We can combine technology and good old-fashioned books as well, and between the two things really come up with some good projects for the students to work on.
Basically, the task of the individual librarian remains the same, bringing books and people together.
I was in the classroom as an art science teacher for 13 years, and just for the past 2 years I've gotten to work as a librarian, and so instead of being focused on one narrow subject, I now get to work with people from science and history, marketing, all different areas.
I probably am the only one in the school that knows all the SOLs for all of the subjects, and if we ever have a downtime, which is rare, I will take one of those subject areas that I'd love to get in more, and I look at their SOLs and I say, how can I help meet these SOLs?
Tony Sorbello, health and physical education teacher. We have done projects here in the library that have been extremely beneficial to the students. There's some excellent websites out there. The Centers for Disease Control website, WebMD is a really good website too to use for sports injuries and things like that. It's endless the amount of information that's here.
Jane Williams, Course B Mathematics. I really want my students to know that math is an ongoing creative process. We come in here and we do research on famous mathematicians, and the kids are surprised to find out how far back math goes and that there are still living mathematicians. The help of the librarian makes all the difference when it comes to how well we can use the library.
The library is such an amazing place for us to come to help with our subject areas and to get different aspects of our subject areas that we didn't have before.
The kids and the teachers get a chance to learn while they're in the library different things than they would have in the classroom.
I'm looking for a book on television, but I forgot.
Do you know the author?
No, I don't, and I don't know the title either.
I think we can help you.
You're going to find information whether you're looking for it or not. It comes to you through email and podcasts and media, everything.
They've got to learn how to weed out what they can't use and pick what they're going to use, sort of trash and treasure concept.
You're not going to find the kind of information you want if you don't know how to search for it. And some of the really strong databases require you to have a good keyword or you're not going to come up with any results. So teaching them how to take a topic and break it down into keywords is a big thing that we're doing, especially in the sciences right now.
For example, Jupiter. When I was in school I learned it had 16 moons, and in the course of my teaching they've gotten up to 58. And it was constantly being updated on this astronomer's website that we learned to use, but our textbook still said there were 16 moons.
So it's just a matter of teaching them and reiterating through classes of what's appropriate, what's not, what's a valuable source, what's not a valuable source.
Doesn't that R mean Republican?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it should.
With my older kids, I always use the same framework, and that's the Big Six, which basically involves 6 steps toward doing research. What am I supposed to do? Where am I going to find it? How am I going to record it? How am I going to present it? And then evaluating it at the end. Because we really can't teach them all the things that they need to know in order to live in this world, but we can teach them how to access what they need to know. And that's really how I see my role.
During free reading periods, the librarian attempts to direct the young reader's interest into approved and worthwhile channels.
Kindergartners every year In the spring, we do the fairy tales, the 3 pigs, the 3 billy goats gruff, 3 bears. Along with that, we'll talk about pigs. We'll talk about wolves. But why not take that as an opportunity to say, well, what are wolves really like? What do they live on? Are they in danger? And it just sort of opens that door to information.
We do a lot with graphic novels to get students interested in reading that have a lot of pictures, kind of like comic books.
And so I really try to push that with a lot of students, especially the reluctant readers.
I was just looking for a book at the book fair. And then I just wanted something to read. So I got that book, and now I just started reading them.
I always come in here to read comics, mostly like The Umbrella Academy.
If it was up to me, I would pick up a random book, because most books in the library catch your attention right off the bat.
I like reading a lot more than TV sometimes, because most of the time there's nothing on that I like to watch.
English as a second language students that their vocabulary might not be so extensive or on grade level, that they feel very comfortable with reading graphic novels and comic books, that they have the pictures and can read and enjoy the story.
We have some publishing companies who put out illustrated classics. So they're putting out Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe, Jane Austen. They're putting out some wonderful stories in graphic format. And then therefore the students get a taste of the story, and then from there they move on to the novel and class study, which is a wonderful connection.
And I think about it as a child going to the library, it was go pick a book out. The librarian sat behind the desk. You didn't know if she had legs.
I have to keep on top of things and look at the new technology and the new kinds of information that are out there.
We need to prepare our kids for what we don't even know.
So we really just add to everything that's going on into the classroom, and we help build on those SOLs to make our children more successful.
Yes, there are many aspects to this worthwhile occupation, all of vital importance in the nation's life. Your abilities will be challenged, but you will be rewarded with real pleasure from your work. You will derive satisfaction from a knowledge that your work is vital and essential in forming the kind of world in which you want to live.